You may have seen many devices around you. For example, this one desktop PC, laptop, smartphone, tablet, smartwatch, smart TV, gaming console, camera. All these are called as computers. So, what do you mean by computer then? The word computer has been taken from the word compute, which means to calculate. So, you can call computer is basically calculator. If you see the earlier forms of computer, if you see the history of computer or how the computers are evolved, you can see that they are all nothing but a calculator. For example, abacus is a wooden calculator. It was the first calculator. Then Napier bones, it is a arrangement of bones to perform multiplication or any other mathematical operations. Slide rule, set of scales to calculate arithmetic operations. Differential engine, then hand operated mechanical machine to calculate mathematical operations. So you can see that the earlier forms of computer were wooden calculator, then bone like structures, then set of scales, then later it is mechanical machines. Now whatever computers we see around today's computer, they are called as modern computer. And modern computers are not just a calculator, they are much more than that. So modern computer is an electronic device, means the machine which runs on the electricity and does all these four things. So what are the four things that modern computer do? It accepts data and instruction from the user, store them in memory, process data according to instructions given, produce result. So let us see what is meant by all these things. So it seems pretty complex. Let us understand one by one in simple way. So the first thing the computer does is accept data and instruction from the user. So what is data then? Data can be anything. For example, text. Text can be name of you, name of your friends, name of a place, or any kind of words. They are called as text. Or it may be a picture, audio, video. So all this text, picture, audio, video, names, words, all this, they are called as data. Now, what is instruction? What you are going to do with this data, that is called as instruction. For example, if you take a photo, video, audio, that becomes data, and editing them is called as instruction. If you take numbers, for example, adding the number, subtracting the number, multiplying the number, or dividing the number, or any kind of mathematical operation you do on the numbers, they are called as instruction. So that is data and instruction accepted from the user. The second thing that computer does is storing in memory. So what to store? All this data and instruction given by the user, that has to be stored in memory. And why to store in a memory? So that computer cannot forget. It is just like a human. It is just like a human. So if a human doesn't store data and instructions or any kind of information in his mind, then what is the use? Similarly, a computer always has to uh, store data and instructions given by the user in the memory. So let it be temporary memory or at least for a certain period of time. It has to remember that information for a certain period of time. So that is the second thing computer does, store in memory. Process data. So process means start working on the data. So process data, that is start working on the data given by the as per the instructions given by the user or according to the instruction given by the user. What the user gives, what the user gives, according to that work on the data, that is called process data. Produce result. After processing the data, you get the result. The result may be shown on the monitor or result may be printed on a paper using printers or any other form of result through any output devices. So these are very commonly common ways of getting the result, as either it is shown on the monitor or it is printed on the paper. So suppose if you want computer to add two numbers, Then let us take an example 50 and 60. If you want the computer to add these two numbers and give me the result, then here giving out the number 50 and 60, they are called data given by the user to the computer. Adding 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 the numbers or addition of the numbers becomes the instruction which is also given by the user. Then process means work that is done by the computer, work that is going to be done by the computer, that is adding 50 and 60. So when the computer adds 50 and 60, the result that is 110, the result that computer gets, it is shown for the user, it is given for the user. So this is how a computer adds two numbers. That is an example to show how computer accepts data and instruction from the user, process the data as per the user, and produces the result for the user. Now we will see what a typical computer contains. Let us consider the example of a desktop computer because it is very easy to understand in a desktop computer. So this is called as a desktop computer. So desktop computer here in simple, it is not an integrated computer. That means all these different parts are separated. If you see in case of a laptop, that is all these parts are integrated into a one computer. So to show the parts of the computer using desktop computer, it is very easy to understand. Okay, so this screen like a thing uh, which looks like a TV, it is called as monitor. Here what the computer is doing and what the computer gives the output can be seen on the screen. Then mouse. So mouse, it is used to drag and drop things on the screen, or select a file, select a photo, video. So open the file, open the application software. So for all those things, mouse is used. So it contains two buttons here: left mouse button, right mouse button, and a scroll wheel. Keyboard. Keyboard is, it is a rectangular board which consists of all the alphabets, numbers, and some symbols, and all the different command boxes, directions. So all these are present on the keyboard. So they are uh, given, all this data and instruction is given through the keyboard for the computer, for the computer. Okay, then this box like a thing, it is called as CPU box, or also called as CPU cabinet or a CPU case. So sometimes you may have seen this entire box, it is called as CPU. That is wrong. CPU means it is central processing unit, which is a processor that is actually placed inside this box. So we need to call this box as a CPU box or a cabinet or a CPU case. It is not CPU. CPU is different. CPU is placed inside this box. So it is called CPU box or a CPU case or a cabinet. So these are the parts of a typical computer which you normally see in a desktop computer. So that's all guys. Subscribe the channel for more content. Hit like button if you like the video. Thank you.